From Orlando, Florida and Tulsa, Oklahoma, welcome to the 1330 Podcast with your hosts, Keith Neighbor and Brent Bailey. Pulling from nearly half a century of experience, Brent and Keith share unique wisdom and proven insight to build the leader within you. Interact with us now on Facebook and Twitter at 1330 Podcast or email your questions and comments to 1330podcast@gmail.com. The 1330 Podcast starts right now.
Welcome once again to the 1330 Podcast. Hi, everybody. It's Brent Bailey.
And Keith Neighbor with
and
our
good
very
friends,
special guests,
Josh Hammy Gresham and Josh Huffman. We had
almost a tongue twister
it
there
is.
for you.
So from now on, it's Hammy and Huffman, and they we're talking about creativity, and these are two, besides Keith and myself, some of the most creative cats that we know. And we were posting some things on our Flipboard, and hopefully you went by and checked out their websites. But we thought we would talk a little bit about some resources and things like that these guys have gotten into, and then some of the art projects that we've seen happen around the church, and just a little bit of how they do those kind of things. And we learned last time that Josh Huffman is very organized in his websites, and I made a joke about him being nerdy, but I mean that in the most sincere way possible.
Backhanded,
yeah. So I just let you guys start spewing it out there. What are some of these websites that push your creativity?
So I will start off with a few here, and if you have already heard of these, I wouldn't be shocked. But at the same time, if you haven't, then let that be a good barometer of the fact that you're not doing enough. So you need to get on the website, the Google, and start doing it. And I do say the Google because it is a massive place to search on. So here we go.
Google.
You got to go to churchstagedesignIdeas.com. That is so awesome. It's simple. It breaks it down step by step, tells you exactly what you need to know. And then you're going to go to churchmediadesign.tv. This guy's phenomenal. Sets up tutorials for you to see and watch. Built our drum cage based upon a similar design that he had put out. All sorts of great information. And then you've got Life Church. You know, they offer a bunch of free resources. You got to go to them. Again, super simple, free, cheap, all of that. Huffman.
If you're a church that does not have a graphic designer and you're looking for someone to help, or you're looking for a source, you can always go to a website I've used even called creationswap.com. And they offer both free and premium options for basic designs for church, whether it's a bulletin, whether it's for your website, a postcard, an advertisement for an event.
What was it again?
Creationswap.com. Great source. You can also go with a website that we have a subscription to and use when you're on the spot and you need a quick design, called gracewaymedia.com. They offer Photoshop downloads. You can download videos. They have little bumpers. They even do allow you to download Adobe Photoshop files, as well as After Effects editing files, templates. So you can do all kinds of things with those websites.
What was your login subscription?
Okay.
How much does that cost? No, seriously. Do you know how much it costs?
It depends on the subscription you want, but you're looking at a few $100 a year is all it costs to download unlimited Photoshop files, and these websites cover literally anything and everything that a church would ever want to do, from spaghetti dinners to lock-ins to you name it.
Right. I've got one for you. It's called lynda.com, lynda.com, and you can go there, and it's got all sorts of tutorials on there to learn Photoshop.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to learn it, because at some point, if you're going to be creative and you know what you want, so if you're going to go there, that's a great place to go to learn some stuff.
If you're into videos and you're wanting to put together a cool video bumper, you don't know what to do, This website is a great source too. It's called videohive.net. And videohive.net also links to a ton of other great artistic sites for graphic design. They've got templates for InDesign files, Photoshop, Illustrator files. They also offer different background music beds through there's so many, audiojungle.net I think is what it's called, but they all operate under the same company, just different website names. But videohive.net, you can download all kinds of different video templates and customize them for your church's needs, and it's a great source. We've used that quite a bit too, and it saves lots of time.
Yeah, and then there's obviously a lot of websites like Christian blog sites. You've got one, the churchrelevance.com. These guys know what they're talking about. They definitely are up on the pulse of the church when it comes to websites and different graphic design. So you can go in there and you can see that they also list all this stuff for free as well. But there's nothing better than this next website that I'm going to give you, and I almost hesitate to give it to you because it is one of my hidden gems, but yet everyone needs to go to it because it's absolutely free, and it's unsplash.com. All the photos on there are uploaded, and there are top quality, amazing, completely license free. You can use it for whatever you want, because a huge problem within churches, they want to have this stupid idea that it belongs to God, because it's out there, and it doesn't. And you got to be so careful that you don't get sued, that you don't get taken for copyright issues. And believe it or not, there's some people out there that will actually post, they fish. They'll post photos and graphic design type of files out on Google and hoping that you'll take them and use them. And then they'll discover that you found them, and then they'll send you a legal document stating that you're going to get sued or you're going to pay them an extreme amount of money. And out of fear, you end up paying them an extreme amount of money. And so you need to be careful.
While we're on that topic, let me just say this too. Churches should not be stealing and pirating software for the work and purpose of the kingdom of God.
Yeah, Adobe's made it so easy right now.
It just shouldn't be happening.
Yes.
You cannot justify, well, I'm doing the work of God, so I need to have this, software and I don't need to pay. That's ridiculous. I've never understood that concept. You can get a nonprofit license through Adobe for their entire Creative Suite for like $35 a month. All right, and it gives you for one user, and you can add a couple users, they'll give you discounts. $100 a month, and you've got 3 users. I don't know any churches that really need 3 people designing at the same time. So you can do it for less than $70 a month, and you can be legit and have all of the current software updates, you name it. And it's just a way to honor God and stay holy while you're promoting the gospel of Jesus Christ. Just
that's
Keep
with
preaching, Huffy.
The integrity that comes along with it. All right.
Yeah.
Let me give you a couple real quick. If you're into Apple and you do Motion, if you use Motion to build videos or something, bumpers or fly-ins or anything, and you don't really have the skills yet to build it from scratch, there's a couple of Motion template sites that you can buy, and the templates range anywhere from $8 all the way up to $50 some. But I've got 3 that I use frequently. The first one is, and I got to get my glasses on because I can't see that all the way over there, but it's motiontemplatesonline.com. And these are all broadcast quality, all the way up to 1080, 1080i or 1080p. And then also, they do look like something that you're not going to see it on local Christian television. I mean, it's good. Did I just say local Christian television's bad? But I'm just saying it doesn't look like stuff that it looks like something you'd see on a major network because it's made by business professionals. The other one is motionvfx.com, and then the last one is videoblocks.com. And those are 3 that we use at my church frequently. So
right now, outside of the webosphere, we need to look at, as far as the culture of your church, what's kind of like some of the cool spots within your town, your community, kind of glean from that. It's great to take your iPhone, all these smartphones you have the ability to take photos everywhere you go. Men, if you're listening out here, stop with the stupid idea that Pinterest is for girls only. That's ridiculous. It's actually got so much creative stuff on there that you can glean from. Yeah. Make some great boards, start posting to that, and then go back and look at it. It's great for when you're dealing with Easter, set design, any type of your environmental design stuff, and it's super easy to do. And believe it or not, you need to find your local lumber mill. They are everywhere. Everyone's got one of these. Go up to them and ask them and talk to them about some of their scrap wood, what they could do to donate to the ministry, and you'd be shocked on how many times you will get free wood. Find a fabricator, pray a fabricator into your church. They are your heart and soul when it comes to metalworking. They can put that metal and that wood together and create some really dynamic pieces that will set your room apart. Make sure your color schemes are solid. Know that it's go ahead, Keith.
One of the things that you can do that makes this really easy, go to Sherwin-Williams.
Yes.
And they have brochures that they have there that will come in, and you can open those up. They pay their designers thousands and thousands of dollars to tell you what colors look good together. And they will give you 3 colors that will come in, and you can put up in a lobby or in your sanctuary, wherever it may be, and it will look really nice.
Is it them or is it Home Depot? One of those.
Sherwin-Williams does it.
No, where you can take a picture of your room.
Everyone.
All of them do
does
it.
that.
Okay, you take a picture of it, and then you can start throwing pictures of the paint up on the wall. So
yeah, and so you need to have a good. Keith and I were talking about this earlier. It's like that whole idea of you can't have one room hot pink and the next room yellow. You got to have a complete flow from start to finish.
Yeah. It needs to be cohesive.
Yes, absolutely. And be careful with your designing as far as like your artwork. All of those pieces work together. Too often churches leave empty walls. You got to fill up these spaces. It's easy to do. There's a lot of artwork out there now that is relevant to the church, and it's fun. It brightens the room up.
I think one of the cool things that you've done is your blackboard paint with the chalk markers.
Yeah, that
you can change out easily. It's not a cost to do that, but you can just come in, change that stuff out. You've got a couple of those around that look really cool.
Yeah, really easy. Matter of fact, a lot of the times I will take it off Pinterest or off of a Google image search. I will put it on a projector and blow it up onto the chalkboard and then trace it out. And they make liquid chalkboard pens at everywhere. Michael's, Hobby Lobby, all of that.
Yeah, every restaurant in the world has those things.
Yeah,
right now.
We're doing. You can buy that chalkboard paint at Lowe's, Home Depot, Sherwin-Williams, or whatever, and it's cheap. Right. Comes in small cans all the way up to the
instructions on the can.
Absolutely.
When you go to paint,
right.
Is my suggestion.
Real quickly, foam. Foam is your best friend. You can cut it with a jigsaw. You can get the 2-inch thick foam at Home Depot and a 1-inch thick at Lowe's. And only the 2-inch comes at Home Depot. But I would encourage you can put it up there, project your image, cut it out. It's super simple. Take a light sandpaper grain. You can sand out all the rough edges. You paint it with exterior latex paint. It's automatically waterproof. I've made signs outside. You name it, we've done it. It's super simple.
All right. Well, with that being said, we're going to dip on out of here. Our 13 minutes and 30 seconds is gone. Thanks for joining us today. If you want to reach out to us, it's 1330podcast@gmail.com. Follow us on Twitter and on Facebook. Also, don't forget the pictures of these things that we're talking about. It's going to be on our Flipboard, which is on 1330 Podcast. We'll go ahead and post some up to Twitter and on Facebook as well. Until next time, this is Brent Bailey.
I'm Keith Neighbor. Thank you guys for joining us. Have a great day.
Thanks for joining us for the 1330 Podcast with Brent and Keith. We want to hear from you. Find us on Facebook and Twitter today at 1330 Podcast or email us directly at 1330podcast@gmail.com. Join us next time for another 13 minutes and 30 seconds geared to change you into the leader that you and those who follow you want you to be.